Okay, so how do we feel about youth? Are we feeling young?
No,
Yes.
Younger every day. All right. Who feels young? Excellent. Of course, because we're at InterQuest. All right. Or sometimes do we resign to the bought-in aging process? Well, it's just part of getting old. People used to tell me, wait till you get 40, you'll be able to see. Well, your eyes start changing, and that's never going to happen to me. It's crazy. Of course, it did. And, you know, people say, well, it's just part of getting old. Supposed to be getting arthritis. My dad had that issue, so, you know, it's about time I'll just get it. It's just how it is. Don't you talk to people like that? We might not do that all the time, but haven't we succumbed sometimes to? Do we grunt and groan when we go to stand up,
Yeah.
sit down? All right. And so we start taking on family issues as well, besides the normal perceived stresses that are aging our body day to day. So what's very interesting is that our body is amazing. Our body is so amazing. It's designed to be youthful. It's intelligent. The cells are intelligent. They know what to do. They know how to run. They're running the body. They have intelligence. Liver cells know how to be liver cells. Heart cells know how to be heart cells. We have an immune system that knows how to work. We have a lymphatic system. We have a nervous system. And they all have inherent intelligence to keep everything working in homeostasis. We have meridians that are channels of energy that they're 14 tangible pathways that carry energy into the body, through the body, and out the body. And they service our organs. So if it's carrying energy into the body, through the body, and out the body, doesn't that mean that they're getting energy from source? They're moving energy from source in and around and through. We have our chakric system that's designed to help us be open and flowing and create on this earth, right? Okay. There is light that moves through our body. They've measured the light from the meridians. If someone went in for some eye problems, and one of the points is on the toe, they did with some special camera that can measure light, and they pricked the toe, and the ocular region of the brain lit up. And they measured this so that light, it's intelligent. We can't figure it out, but it's intelligent. So we're designed to have everything flowing and working harmoniously. But then what happens if that's how we're supposed to be? Don't you feel we're supposed to be that way? Ever young, eternal, flowing and moving? Maybe not so sure. Okay, so our thoughts happen. We have these thoughts that are now programming our energy. We have our thoughts. When we focus on thought enough, it becomes a belief. And then that belief becomes a biology. It becomes in our system. So when we have thoughts of fear, anxiety, worry, frustration, we've all had that, yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so that's how we might feel in a moment. And what happens when we have those thoughts and emotions, it chemically changes the chemicals in our body to produce a different chemistry throughout our body. So, for example, tears of joy have a different chemical makeup than tears of sadness or frustration. Yes, changed with a thought. So when you are feeling angry, notice how you feel. We all feel angry. And I'm not saying not to feel angry. But you feel constricted, don't you?
Yeah.
You feel constricted. And so And when you're worrying, your energy is constricted. When all those thoughts that are, what do we want to say, perceived stress, maybe outside the feeling of being in one with God, they're sending different messages to our body. And so just like the energy's flowing, when we impinge a thought or belief that is less than loving and flowing, it causes like a traffic jam. So I am blocking the flow because I'm angry, so everything's tight. So I'm blocking the flow in my body of everything going to where it needs to go. You're creating an energetic traffic jam, everything backing up. And then what happens to that in that traffic jam in your body? What does it create?
Cancer.
Disease, pain, suffering. And so our body's not getting the right information. And so it's getting that information and it's triggering a response of pain or disease. But we're not listening to what it's telling us. So we get these emotions stuck on our body. So we're wearing our beliefs and our experiences. So as a massage therapist, we've learned how to body read. So you can look at somebody and the way they walk, you can tell what's going on with them, the way they hold their shoulders, the way they stand, the way their feet move, different positions, how they move through their day are telling us what they're feeling and what they've been through. So when we go through experiences, say like if you've been in a car accident, you got an impact on your body. Sometimes you have a constant blockage or a constant issue from that experience that we carry it around through our life instead of having it flow through us. So when you're looking at somebody, if they are, sometimes people walk head first. Maybe they are, have you ever noticed people, they walk with their head forward? So they're thinking, they're like going to be thinking, I got to force my way, I'm going to plow through this. Sometimes people walk more back on their heels, meaning like, well, I'm not so sure I'm going to move into this. Sometimes we walk with one arm swinging more than the other, and that says something. So don't worry, I'm not going to body read everybody as you walk out today. Because I try and pay attention to what my body's telling me. Oh, I'm walking like that again. Let me adjust my gait to adjust the flow of energy in my body. We also know that our muscles work to help us. So back in the day when you had a real phone and you were on the phone and you had your shoulder like this, right? So your shoulder would stay like that for you because it would say, oh, I know what to do. You're going to be on the phone all day, so I'll just hold it there for you so you don't have to expend energy. Thank you, body. Okay, so but then what happens when you go home from work? You're still like this, which then creates a lot of imbalances throughout your body and creates pain because it's not flowing. So we are programming our body, telling it how to act and what to do. So again, as when I'm working, I hear a lot of, what's going on with you? Oh, it's just old age. It's just hurts everywhere old age sets in. Okay? Well, it's just, if anybody has a pain, it's automatic arthritis. Well, my knees start to hurt, my hands start to hurt. Well, I have arthritis. Well, how do you know? Well, because it's painful and, my dad had it or my mom had it and, it's just going to run in the family. I was like, how do you know it's arthritis? We self-diagnose and then we create, okay, now I have arthritis. And that doesn't allow anything to move and change through that because we just said, okay, that's what you are and that's what you're going to be. I hear this a lot. I have a high pain tolerance. That is not good, people. That is not good. That is not good. I used to be one of those people. I used to be one of those people. Oh, that's okay, it doesn't hurt, I'm just going to move through it. I have a high pain tolerance. I can just keep moving and doing what I've always done. So know what you're doing to your body. La, 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 la. Hot. It's telling us something. We're there, it's going stop, shift something. The body's not, you're not listening to the body. So our body is so awesome. It creates new cells, 50 to 70 billion new cells every day. And our thoughts are programming those cells. How powerful are we? Just like, and so we need to be in the flow. Flow is important for our body. Keep our energy moving, our emotions moving, our spirit and our body flowing. So in our previous services on youthing, where we were using creativity, if you were here, it was all about being in the flow and continue to create and move your energy. When we talked about nurturing last week, it was about continuing to flow your energy towards something without attachment. When we're creating, we want to create but not attach to our creations. When we're nurturing somebody, we give our energy but we don't attach that they do what we want them to do. Right? So it's all about being in the flow and letting the flow move through your body. So it's really not signs of aging, it's just signs of blocked energy. So Friday, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to do some yoga, and I meditated. Okay, I got guidance. I need to do some yoga for opening the heart, neck, and shoulders so that I can help open up to do the service. So I get on my YouTube TV and searching, right, and I can't find the one I like. I like one's for posture, and this one's for opening the heart. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Well, okay, I'll just do this hip opening one. That's not what I was supposed to be doing. And so, okay, I put up my mat, and I'm doing these hip opening, and you're standing, you got one leg up and twisting, and I'm going, I know I shouldn't be doing this one. And so after I was done, don't you know, my back did not like that. I was a little crooked and cattywampus and bent over like that. And so I was able to get to the chiropractor, but still was very painful. And I said, you know, I'm doing a service on youthing, and I'm going to be bent over walking up on stage. It's my testing. But it is not a sign of aging. It's not because I'm 53 and should not be doing yoga. It's because I was impatient. I'm wearing my impatience and my lack of following my guidance, which puts you in a painful situation. So when you're not following your guidance, you're getting out of alignment with what your body and your spirit is telling you to do. So doing yoga is good, yes. And I could probably do that another day and be fine. But I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing. You all can relate to that, yes? Okay. So we have to look at where is our focus. Is our focus on fighting disease? There's a lot of focus on let's cure and fight diseases. Maybe it should be on reestablishing flow in the body. Reestablishing flow. We went to see Deepak, I don't know if it was last year or a couple years ago, and one of the things I took away from that was that they've determined so far 95% of our DNA can be changed through thought, beliefs, diet, movement, and environment. 95% of our DNA can be changed. Our DNA is just a blueprint. We need a builder to build the plans for the blueprint. And what we do, we are the master builder. So we determine what we're going to use and what we're not going to use. We've all If you've ever built something, sometimes you start building and in the middle you go, no, I don't think I like that. I want to knock that wall down and put it someplace else. But sometimes you can't see what you want until you're in the middle of it. So we can start directing and changing it at any time. Okay. So, I love the book Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East by Baird Spalding. He was a scientist. In 1894, led an expedition to the Himalayas with, he was one of 11 scientists, and they went to study the masters, the beings that were doing what Jesus did, the beings that could appear and disappear, the beings that could manifest food, the beings that could walk through fire and walk on water and do healing. And so they went over there, and they have a guide, a meal. And these people are hundreds of years old, but they look like they're in their 30s or 40s. Hundreds of years old. And this is what Emil says. It is not the being of form that we wish to change, but the form that the being has assumed. It is not the being of the form we wish to change, but the form the being has assumed. So we need to heal our assumptions of what we've taken on as possible or not possible. Right? Okay. This is what he says. He says to bring forth the God within, and then the works that Jesus did would be done by all. The mystery is it's not a mystery that they do what they do. The mystery is only in man's mortal mind. So they believe, they follow what Jesus did. And they do it the same way that Jesus did, because it's the God within that is doing the works. It's being one with spirit, your own higher self, and allowing that to flow through you to move through your body, to youth it. Because when you're in that space, you are eternal and youthful. He said this is done through renewing the mind, or through the change from the imperfect to the perfect concept, from the thought of man to the thought of God. So how much have we been focusing on the world? How much do we focus on, what do I need to do today? What's going on in the news? Hurrying there, hurrying everywhere. Our thoughts are so scattered in matter. And that depletes our energy and makes our focus limited. And then when we start looking at our outside world, we start judging. It's hard not to judge when you look at what's going on. Judge either way. You can judge it's good or bad. Or does it make you upset? And when we're looking at the outer world, now what information are we telling our body? All right. So, silence. Going in the silence is going into God consciousness. The importance of going in the silence and working with your own body's intelligence. You get to hear what Spirit is telling you how to be and change your form. I can't tell you. I mean, we can talk about all kinds of diets and what you should eat and shouldn't eat, but it's different for different people. I could say you shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that, but everybody is different. That's why going within and being in the silence to hear. We want to hear our own higher nature and our body's intelligence. What is our body telling us? Ask your body, if you have a pain, why is that? What do I need to release? What do I need to let flow? Do I have the courage to face that and do that? Or can I just muddle through and keep doing how I'm being because I'm just really okay compared to other people? I'll be all right. And when it's my time, I've used up my body. Or can we start programming our DNA back to eternal youth and think about passing that on to our generation? If we start programming, now we may not complete this lifetime, but we have to start, don't we? If we start moving our focus on eternal youth, then that's shifting our DNA, which will shift our children's DNA and their children's DNA. And eventually, we will have Christed consciousness. Because Jesus said, all things I do, you will do in greater. And that's how we do it. And these people are doing it. This isn't that long ago that they were there. We're not talking about, 1,000 years ago, people are doing this. This is, 100 years ago. They were over there with these people. So it's really right here, and there's still people doing this. So we need to move our focus onto from yeah, to, okay, that's possible, and that's for me. That's for me. This is possible. Moving our focus. Moving our focus. This is what he said. He's giving the scientists information on how they do this. And so he says, they say a lot of things, but I'm keeping it simple. When you go to sleep, meditate on this. I now realize that there is within me a spiritual joy body, ever young, ever beautiful. I have beautiful spiritual mind, eyes, nose, mouth, skin, the body of the divine infant, which now tonight is perfect. And so he's telling them, do this, repeat that until you go to sleep. And then when you wake up, you say, well, dear, whatever your name is, I'd say, well, dear Cheryl, there's a divine alchemist within. So an alchemist changes one thing to another, and normally for the better. And there is some kind of miraculous or magical component to that. But the idea is, this is what they say, by the spiritual power of these affirmations during the night, a transmutation takes place and the unfolding from within. The spirit has saturated the spiritual body and spiritual temple. The inner alchemist has caused dead and worn out cells to fall and the gold of new skin to appear with perpetual health and loveliness. Truly divine love is demonstration. Truly, divine love in demonstration is eternal youth. The divine alchemist is within my temple, constantly coining new and beautiful baby cells. The spirit of youth is within my temple, this human form divine, and all is well. Omni Sancti Sancti Sancti, which means peace, peace, peace. So they're not only directing the cell, they're also saying it is well, it is good. When we always work on removing the thoughts and beliefs that aren't serving us, but maybe sometimes we're not replacing it with good, with light, that all is well, letting our body know all is well so it can continue to work as it needs to work. Here's another key, is this beautiful? Think you guys can do this? Okay. Here's another one. Learn to smile in the sweet way of a child. A smile from the soul is spiritual relaxation. So think of when a child smiles and they have that sense of wonder. Like that. Everything is wondrous from a child. You know, everything is. How does that happen? Wow, look at that. Wow, everything is wow. What if we did that? What if we just, in the middle of our day, could just think of, let me smile like a child? And how sweet does that make you feel? Okay, I want everybody to think of something that makes them smile like a child right now. Oh, sweet, sweet. So maybe you can think of that if someone's talking at you and you might not understand or like what they say. What if you smiled like a child at them? I wonder how I'm going to respond to this. Why are they yelling at me? Wow. They have white teeth. Wow. You know, the children focus on other things. So, can you feel when you go into wonder how your third eye expands? Could you feel the expansion of, wow, wonder, and smiling? It really opens up for you to receive new information and to be filled with light and to make new decisions. You guys did good. Okay. All right. I think a kind thought for the world. How do you think that would change your day? May all the world be happy and blessed. So, you are putting yourself as part of the whole and wishing good for the whole, and you're part of the whole. So now I'm moving from me to the whole. That's being in the flow. Within me there is a perfect form, divine. I am now all that I desire to be. I visualize daily my beautiful being until I breathe it into expression. I am a divine child, and all my needs are being now and forever supplied. Infinite love fills my mind and thrills my body with its perfect life. So, why don't you repeat after me? I think a kind thought for the world.
I think a kind thought for the world.
May all the world be happy and blessed.
May all the world be happy and blessed.
I am now all that I desire to be.
I am now all that I desire to be.
I visualize daily my beautiful being.
I visualize daily my beautiful being.
Until I breathe it into expression.
Until I breathe it into expression.
I am a divine child.
I am a divine child.
All my needs are being now and forever supplied.
All my needs are being now and forever supplied.
How's that feel?
Good.
Good. So, it's time for us to start creating the body that we wanted. And you can do it through exercise and other means of however you want to do that thrills your soul. And just remember how you attain is how you maintain. So if you are dreading working out and dreading the things you're doing, you're going to be dreading them. And what kind of energy is dread?
That's blockage.
Blockage, right. So be with spirit and see what's right for you to move, to change, to think, to be for you, so that your cells will be youthing, you creating new youthful cells to create eternal youth. So we can start evolving our body. When our body is evolving. This is not the original form that came to the earth, is it? We have mastered a lot and have a lot of mental processing and thinking and functions. But do we want to stay this way? We can evolve it into that eternal body that can come and go as we please, that can be hundreds of years old and still look this way. We can do healings and manifesting and walk on water. Do you believe it's possible?
Yes.
And when we evolve our body, we will have outshined technology. Well, I can talk to you. I don't have to have a cell phone. I can be there in an instant. So much better for the planet, don't you think?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's go within. Just put your feet on the floor. And just breathe and just feel a calm of light come over you. And God, I ask that everyone's Christed nature be fully present in their body. And just feel the safety within this light. And now I want you to just lift up this column of light. Just a little ways. Where you can now look at your body, your energy, and see what might can change. Where are your traffic jams? What thoughts are you holding on? What genetic patterns are you adhering to? And just ask Spirit, what do I do for me? How can I start youthing and being the being in the form I want to be? And just notice any nudges, any answers, any feelings. And just say, I am willing to move this energy. I am willing to be in the flow. I am willing to allow the God to be brought forth within me to express on the earth. And just breathe. And just give your gratitude. Just take a nice deep breath and just come back down. And ask Spirit how you can integrate this into your body. Gently, lovingly, and easily, so that it can be maintained gently, lovingly, and easily, and in the flow of divine order and harmony. Just take a nice deep breath. Send your love out into the room. Feel your gratitude for your own higher self, your own Christed I am presence, your own intelligence. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Okay, so did everyone get a lot of good information? Is everybody ready and willing to feel
Yes.
youthful and exhibit youth?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's your homework.
Great.
Be youthful, and I do have a copy of those affirmations out, abbreviated form out on the table out there that Bonnie copied for you.
Thank you.
So, to give you a head start.
Yes.
All right.